Time for today's American Family News Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff. President Biden has now signed a $95 billion package to send aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. This comes after months of delays and contentious debate over how involved the U.S. should be in foreign wars. The legislation would also send $26 billion in wartime assistance to Israel and humanitarian relief to citizens of Gaza, and also $8 billion to counter Chinese threats in Taiwan and the Indo-Pacific. President Biden spoke after signing it.
When our allies are stronger, and I want to make this point again and again, when our allies are stronger, we are stronger.
That legislation also included a part that would force TikTok's China-based parent company known as ByteDance to sell the social media platform. The passage came with some fierce opposition from some House Republicans over the lack of money for border security. Students continue to protest against the war between Israel and Hamas right now at Columbia University. The school says it's negotiating with the protesters to lower tensions. Students at schools like Columbia, Yale, and New York University are calling on their institutions to sever business ties with Israel-affiliated companies as the war continues against Hamas in Gaza. Columbia has shifted to hybrid classes for the rest of the semester to accommodate students who don't feel safe on campus. A Texas judge has now dropped state charges against over 100 illegal aliens accused of being part of a border riot. The conflict in court is over how these illegals who stormed the border should be charged. The local judge dismissed 8 rioting charges. A grand jury wound up overhauling the judge, saying there was enough evidence of a riot indicting the 141 immigrants. Those immigrants are also expected to stay in custody until this plays out in court. U.S. Customs and Border Protection sources say there were over 7,000 illegal immigrant encounters at the southern border last Friday alone. And finally this morning, the Supreme Court will consider today when doctors can provide abortions during medical emergencies in states that have bans in place. This after the High Court's sweeping decision overturning Roe v. Wade. The case comes from Idaho, which is one of 14 states that now bans abortions at all stages of pregnancy with limited exceptions. It marks the first time the Supreme Court has considered a state ban since Roe was reversed. And that's all for this American Family News Daily Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff.